just me. So the one question we wanted to ask you, if you could describe in a little bit of detail, how do you think that the industry has changed, or maybe hasn't changed over the years, but maybe more about how it has changed? What would you say?
The obvious answer, I think, is safety and safety training for field people. That has been a huge change, and of course OSHA requirements, which means that all of our field employees need to be trained yearly just to keep up with those changes. Another change, a significant change for people in the office atmosphere, or the office environment, is the delivery method of bid documents that we get from, could be a general contractor, could be an engineer, could be from anyone really, but it's almost to the extent of being annoying that there's so many of them, so many delivery methods, that you have to keep up with different methods of getting those documents, and so yeah, that's certainly been a large change.
What are some of the challenges that you faced along the way since you've been working specifically with Houck?
Well, I probably had more experience in the flooring end of things when I first started here, and as my years here progressed, I got more involved with the masonry restoration side of the business, and quite honestly found that I seemed to enjoy that more than the flooring aspect. So I kind of I don't know, excelled at that a little bit more, and did a little more research, spent some time in the field with some of the field guys, and they'd give me tips, and little by little worked my way into the estimating department.
So Dave, we were just wondering, can you tell us a little bit about maybe some of the more memorable projects that you've worked on?
Well, obviously the Eternal Flame project was interesting in the fact that, of course, it was new construction, which we don't typically do, but and one of the bigger challenges was finding a true eternal flame versus a flame that is labeled as eternal, but is in fact not eternal. So eventually we did find an eternal flame in the exact same model as is installed at John F. Kennedy's gravesite in Arlington. So that was one of the challenges for that project. The cathedral down in Baltimore was interesting in that not so much our guys that were doing the work, but for me personally, I learned a lot just because we did so many different things on that job that I had not been exposed to before. So that's one of the things that made that interesting for me. So anyway, and obviously the project we did at Richard Childress's house in North Carolina, and probably one of the things that made it interesting was I got to see how somebody that's worth $300 to $400 million lives, and so that was kind of exciting in itself. So those are just a couple of the projects that have been interesting throughout the years.
Could you share with us some words of wisdom to these new estimators in Industrial Restoration Department?
Well, I guess there I would just say don't turn your back on an opportunity just because you're not comfortable with it. There's enough information available online and enough experience in this building that we're pretty much capable of doing any type of restoration work, and with some additional help from other people, I think we're pretty much anything's possible around here.
So, can you tell us a little bit about how maybe running your own business compared with working for Houck?
I don't really have a lot to say about that other than in the 6 years that I was a business owner, what I found is that the business consumed me at night, on the weekends, during vacations or holidays or any other day of the year. It's just something that you don't put to bed at all. It's a huge part of your life when you're a business owner. But coming here to work at Houck, I found out that it's a little different when you get home on a Friday afternoon, or you get home on the weekend. You pretty much put these things behind you. Where when you're the business owner, that never happens.
So, Dave Lohr, you're retiring. You're going to leave us, and you're going to make me cry tomorrow.
You don't need to cry.
I'm going to, but we're hoping that you're going to miss us a little. So, what will you miss about the team of Houck?
Well, I think when you work in a place like this, I think the thing that everyone would probably agree they miss the most is the people and the friendships that you make over periods of time. People come and go, but you always have a special place in your heart for the people that you've worked with all these years. So without a doubt, it'll be the people. There are certain parts of the job that I'm going to miss, but the biggest part of that is the people,
And especially Bethany.
and especially Bethany.